Good morning, my cuties. Happy pajama day. I had so much fun with the work for today, especially doing some NHM that I haven't done in a little while, so that felt really good. Make sure that you stick around after the content of this video, so after I finish math stories for today, because I'm going to explain what the work is going to look like during your spring break. And the reason I'm saying spring break is because we haven't been in school already for 2 weeks. But Monday through Friday of next week, we weren't technically going to be in school. So we're not going to do this exact routine. So make sure that you stick around after I finish explaining math stories so I can tell you what you need to do. And of course, as always, I will clearly explain that in an email to your parents as well. So let's start out with be the sun, not the salt. Today's lesson is to remember who you are. One of the most powerful predictors of our behaviors comes from who we think we are, because our identity predicts our conduct, and conduct is the way that you act, your behavior. It is quite profound, actually. I have a friend who is extremely heliotropic. He sees himself as a person whose purpose is to let his life force shine through. Those are his words, not mine. How do you think people experience him? Almost everyone who meets him or knows him thinks he's truly a good person. If you see yourself as a certain type of person, you will try to act like that person would act. It's that simple. If you see yourself as a heliotropic person, the rest is easy. He said easy, not me. Ask yourself what a heliotropic person would do in any given situation. Then do whatever you think the heliotropic version of yourself would do, and do more of that. So that kind of lends itself to the idea that we talk about a lot in class, that pause effect, and to really think about what you're going to say before you say it, or really think about your actions before you do it, right? Because that gives you so much more confidence and a lot less messy things to have to clean up after if you pause and take a breath and really think about how you want to react in that situation. All right, so for morning work today, you had NHM. I hope that you set yourself a timer to see how you are doing. If you notice that this was much harder to fill out in a minute than it was over the last couple months, make sure that you're practicing those math facts. Ahmed, I am not nearly as good of an NHM captain as you, so I wish that you were here to record this part of the video, but I am going to start at the top column, number 1. Put your strong pointer finger and follow along with me. 16, 9, 20, 5, 15, 5, 20, 10, 16, 9, 20, 16, 2, 17, 2, 7, 12, 9, 20, 7, 12, 18, 9, and 20. So go ahead and write the amount that you got correct at the top. While you're grading, I will say that I haven't forgotten about our fake spelling test today. I should have said that at the beginning of the video. So after math stories, we'll do spelling test, and then I will tell you how spring break is going to look. If you need more time, go ahead and pause the video. If you have already graded your NHM, please get out your math book, and I'm going to go over the answers somewhat quickly, except for the ones that I think you guys might need a little assistance on. So for part A, you should be on page 28. Part A is asking about area, length times width. Your answer should be 48 square feet. Here, your answer is 1/6 because it's asking about each section. On the bottom here, I split my model into, or quilt, into sixths. And the reason I did that was because I know that 1/3 is equivalent to 2/6, and my other values are each 2/6. So essentially, red was 2/6, yellow was 2/6, or 1/3, and blue was 2/6. So it should have looked something like this. 38, your answer is D, and the reason why is because the top ones have different factors. They're not the same factors reversed as the top one is. And C is the same exact equation. So your answer should be D. And your answer for 39 should be 180. Don't forget your unit, which is erasers. On the back, number 1 should be A and D. And number 2, I was staring at this scale for so long trying to figure out how it was broken up, and it was really confusing me. And then I realized that you didn't actually need this part of the scale at all. So they were saying that there was 3 apples and 1 orange on the scale, and those 4 items, when added together equally, were weighed 400 grams. So essentially, I used the scale a little bit to help me. I knew it was going to be larger than 250 grams, smaller than 500 grams. But if all 4 of these are equal to 400 grams, I can assume that each one of these equals 100. 100, 200, 300, 400. Then when I take away the orange, I'm going to have around 300, which is shown by the scale. And your answer is C, 100 grams. All right, I'm going to keep this to the side because I'll need it later. ELA, get it out, get ready. I'm going to share my jots with you. So after paragraph 10, I jotted valuable. After paragraph 15, I jotted problem. After 25, I said Cam is using her memory. 30, I said Cam sees the bag in her mind. And then I just was looking at the areas where I noticed that they were looking for it, whether I thought they were going to find it or not. My main idea, obviously this is a fiction text, right? It's a realistic fiction. So I said the characters were Cam's family. Problem is that Grandpa lost his bag. The solution, there's a partial solution, right? This is an excerpt taken from a larger series of books. So we're not sure exactly how it pans out because we're not given the final end of the book. But so I said there's a partial solution, and they think that someone named Harry accidentally swapped bags with Grandpa. So Grandpa has Harry's bag, Harry has Grandpa's bag. The lesson learned, I honestly thought it was, please watch out for your valuables. Like, make sure that you are looking out for things that are important to you because you don't want to lose them because it can cause a stressful situation. So there were 3 questions here. Number 11 was 6, right? So the question's asking which sentence gave you a clue as to who might have Grandpa's bag. So here we're noticing that Grandpa looks in the bag that he physically has in his hands. He pulls out a train and someone says, oh, that looks like a train that Harry had. So that gives me a clue as the reader that if Grandpa has Harry's bag, then Harry might have Grandpa's bag. Number 12 is A and E, and number 13 is D. So you should have been able to go back to the text for 13, looked at the illustration, seen Grandpa and Cam here, notice that they both have very worried expressions. If you jotted your idea on the side, it should have matched D very clearly. All right, and lastly, we have math stories. This was just a simple operations question, being able to make a model with 4 buckets with 3 gallons of water in each bucket. For my model, I used addition so I could get to a concise, clear answer. Then my equation to match the story was 4 groups of 3 equals 12. 4 buckets, 3 gallons of water in each bucket equals 12 total gallons of water. All right, so go ahead and get out a blank piece of paper if you have one. I can't believe how quickly I'm moving through this video. I'm so proud of myself. Go ahead and get out a blank piece of paper if you have one, and a pencil. Go ahead and write your first and last name at the top. And we are going to go over the spelling words. So remember, I can't see you, so I don't know when your pencil is down and your hands are locked and your eyes are on me to move on to the next word. So if you need any extra time, you can pause it, or you can always like follow the pace of the video and then go back and redo it, whatever you need. Obviously these grades aren't really going into grade books, so please don't stress. This is just for fun and to keep with routine. But if you did do well, send me an email and show me your score, send me a picture of your test. Okay. Number 1, mask. I love to do a face mask and relax. Mask. Number 2, track. Our boy Samuel is excellent at track. Track. Number 3, stamp. I can never find a stamp when I need one. Stamp. Number 4, stage. I wish that we could all perform plays on a stage. Stage. Number 5, grade. Remember, this isn't for a real grade, just for fun. Grade. Next word is they. They are the best class in the school. They. Next word is batch. My class is a batch of cuties. Batch. Next word is chance. Take a chance on yourself. You never know what you will accomplish. Chance. Next word is graph. You could make a graph of how you're feeling each day of quarantine. Graph. Next word is trade. I would not trade my class for anything in the world. Trade. Next word is raise. My students raise their hand silently when they have a question. Raise. The next word, be careful, because the word is 8, but specifically the number 8. The number 8, not I ate an apple, the number 8. Next word is safety. Ms. Freed always says, safety is the most important thing. Safety. Next word is wrapped. I wrapped my arms around my family for a hug. Wrapped. And last word is laugh. One of my favorite things to do is laugh. Going through rapid fire, make sure you have them all. We have mask, track, stamp, stage, grade, they, batch, chance, graph, trade, raise, 8, safety, wrapped, and laugh. So just write how many you got correct out of 15 at the top. If you did really well, send me a picture so that I can see that you are studying. Before I move on to Tales of Despero, I just want to be clear about how the next week is going to work, okay? So next week is spring break. I won't be making videos. Next week, videos and online learning will continue after spring break. I'm going to use my spring break time to plan how I want post-spring break to look, okay? We've had a really good routine going. These ready resources are absolutely excellent in preparing for the M-Step, so I definitely want to use them somewhat in the future. So that's how I'm using my spring break. I need that time to plan, so I won't be making videos next week. I also won't be hosting normal office hours. You can definitely still email me and I'll get back to you, but it may not be within the hour or 2 hours that you send it. It might be the next day, etc. So What I want you to do and what I expect you to do over break is I want you to finish your morning work packet, okay? So a lot of these are one-sided, and then there's also just a lot of NHM. So this shouldn't take you long in practicing standard algorithm. So the first assignment is to finish your morning work packet. The second one is I want you to do 6 pages of math, okay? That's not 6 pages of math a day, 6 pages of math total. So by next Monday, so by April 6th, I want you to do the whole morning work packet, and I want you to do 6 pages of math. So that will be page 31, 32, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. You must complete 36, okay? You also must read something that you love 30 minutes a day, okay? That's really important, and you need to practice math facts. So obviously this isn't gonna be graded. I'm not making videos, so you can decide how you want to disperse this work. But I would love some evidence of you doing it. So maybe pictures of you reading, pictures of your work, have your parent just send me an email saying, hey, just want to let you know this is where we're at. Just so I know that you are doing it, that would be really helpful. Okay, so I'll send those directions in an email clearly to your parents as well. If you are outie, have a great weekend, have a great spring break. I love and miss you all. I am gonna try to give you guys a call just to check in and say, hey, so expect a call from me in the next few days. I just want to hear your voice and hear how you are. All right, anything else? Nope. I love you all. Have a great weekend. If you do want to read Despero with me, go ahead and get comfy. And we're gonna start a third book called Gore, The Tale of Miggery So. Chapter 24, a handful of cigarettes, a red tablecloth, and a hen. Again, reader, we must go backward before we can go forward. With that said, here begins a short history of the life and times of Miggery So. A girl born into this world many years before the mouse Despero and the rat Chiaroscuro. A girl born far from the castle. A girl named for her father's favorite prize-winning pig. Miggery So was 6 years old when her mother, holding on to Mig's hand and staring directly into Mig's eyes, died. Gosh, I'm really sorry that this book is dark. I did not realize. You guys are good, right? Okay. Ma, said Mig. Ma, couldn't you stay here with me? Oh, said her mother, who is that? Who is holding my hand? It's me, Ma, Miggery So. Ah, child, let me go. But I want you to stay here, said Mig, wiping first at her runny nose and then her runny eyes. You want, said her mother. Yes, said Mig, I want. Ah, child, what does it matter what you are wanting, said her mother. She squeezed Mig's hand once, twice, and then she died, leaving Mig alone with her father, who on market day, in spring, soon after his wife's death, sold his daughter into service for a handful of cigarettes, a red tablecloth, and a hen. So this sounds similar to Roscaro's story about how he kind of left his daughter for material things, and it seems that Miggy So's father is doing the same. Papa, said Mig, when her father was walking away from her, with the hen in his arms, a cigarette in his mouth, and the red tablecloth draped across his shoulders like a cape. Go on, Mig, he said. You belong to that person now. But I don't want to, Papa, she said. I want to go with you. She took a hold of the red tablecloth and tugged on it. Oh, child, her father said, and who is asking you what you want? Go on now. He untangled her fingers from the cloth and turned her in the direction of the family who bought her. What? Mig watched her father walk away, the red tablecloth billowing out behind him. Red tablecloth. Things are connecting for me. Are they connecting for you? Mig watched her father walk away, the red tablecloth billowing out behind him. He left his daughter, and reader, as you already know, He did not look back. Not even once. Can you imagine it? Can you imagine your father selling you for a tablecloth and a handful of cigarettes? I hope that the hair on the back of your neck stood up as you thought of Meg's fate and how it would be if it were your own. Poor Meg. What will become of her? You must, frightened though you may be, read on and see for yourself. Reader, this is your duty. So the one thing I didn't consider that I'm thinking of right now is keeping up with this book over spring break. So yes, I'm not doing videos going over content daily, but maybe I will do a chapter of Tales of Despero a day and send those out because I don't want to wait a full week because then we're going to forget what happens. So why don't we plan on that, okay? I love you all. I miss you so much. I hope that you're staying safe, washing your hands, not touching your face, and using this time to just think about to plan your future, right? We have this time to rest and feel well rested and exercise and take care of ourselves and just do whatever we can so that once this is over, we can hit the ground running and get back to work. So I'm still hoping very much so that I get to do the M step with you. We'll see how that all goes, but we've been working really hard for that as a team. And so we'll see how this all folds out. Either way, I'm so proud to be your teacher and I'm so proud of you. Have a great day, have a great weekend, and I will send that email to your parents.